All right, time for a look at arts and lifestyle. A little squirrely before we went into the commercial. That was great. I love that.
Yeah, Carolyn Yardley is the person who inspired that, and she is earning a reputation for putting squirrels on people's heads. And while the Victoria painter makes surreal images, she is inspired by the very real way we first meet people.
Well, a lot of times we meet people and all we have is the clothes that they're wearing, or you tend to make assumptions of what they're going to be. And so the squirrel mask, you're not given a human face. You're only able to work with the clothes that you see, and you have to interpret from there what kind of life they might have.
Well, Carolyn Yardley's professional life began as the owner and creative director of a software and web development company. In 2010, she decided to focus on her first love, though, art. This retrospective exhibit features the evolution of her squirrel paintings, from acrylic on board to her latest oil on canvases, from portraits to storytelling. The process of making them is similar to what the old masters did.
I take black and white paints and I do that in a grayscale color first, and then I add the color on top later, and many old masters use that technique.
Painstaking work?
It's a very slow process. I work with very small brushes. I love the genre of pop surrealism. It was an art movement that started out of LA in the 1970s, and it's taking the technical craftsmanship with a wry sense of humor and a pop sensibility and adding those all together, and that describes me perfectly.
Carolyn Yardley's Romancing the Squirrel exhibit opens this Friday at Victoria's Apartment Gallery. That's on 4th Street in downtown Victoria. The exhibit runs through April 1st. And while Carolyn Yardley creates unexpected images, a Saanich sculptor works with unconventional materials. Mike DeWolf has turned old keyboards into a throne.
I'm sitting in what I've dubbed the throne of nerds. I thought it would be an interesting exercise from an artistic standpoint. Also, I thought you could make something out of the concept of technology being twisted and warped to suit a different purpose. And I like the idea of reduce, reuse, recycle.
Wolf's Throne of Nerds is inspired by the TV series Game of Thrones, which features this throne made from swords. This piece was built from more than 20 keyboards set to be recycled.
And I fixed them into the chair using screws, and in some cases using heat to melt the keyboards into place and melt them to each other. So in this case, this one's really warped and kind of locked down where everything's kind of rigid in place. This one, the keyboard is actually still behaves very much like a keyboard, and it's just mounted into the base of the chair. It's actually comfy to sit on.
DeWolf doesn't have any plans to exhibit or sell his Throne of Nerds yet, but if you're interested to find out more about his project, you can visit his website, mike.dewolf.bc.ca. That's entertainment.
You're excited about the Oscars, aren't you?
I'm very excited.
Argo, I mean, I like football movies. I think it probably is pretty good, but...
Okay, and for people that didn't get his...
That's too...
the Toronto Argonauts.
I don't like that they've played down the Canadian role in that movie, but we don't have time to talk about that. I want to show you this. Our news department got an award today. The CTV News team received the the Sparky Mac Award, presented on behalf of the citizens of Victoria by the Old TV Sets Aficionados Society of Canada, dropped off and signed by the President, S. Papatubophobia, I think is how you pronounce his name. And Secretary J.J. Rabbitears.
Is that real?
I think it's the real thing, yeah. We didn't get a chance to meet him, though. I was tied up in a meeting. You were... Oh. This is what they love. This is what the people want. You can't get enough of that.
That's so thoughtful.
Yeah, very
funny, but...
I wish we had had a chance to meet the President. By the way, if you're interested, Sparky's TV is now on Twitter. It's at Sparky's TV. I think he's only tweeted once. But if we get some more followers, we'll get something there for you. And we'll, very kind. And please come in and introduce yourself, President Papatubophobia, because we didn't get a chance to thank you in person.
Only encouraging your bad behavior.
Well, you know. All right, Sparks, thank you.